Welcome back to another episode of NFL News on the Boomer Bust channel. I'm your host, Terry, and today talking about Tom Brady getting his 600 TD football back from the fan. It was interesting. I watched that happen live, obviously, because it was against the Bears, but obviously the commercial break happened, so we didn't see fully what happened, and then we got the details later. They did had a camera when he gave the ball back and all that, but we didn't know what the details was. So essentially, if you didn't see this, Tom Brady threw his 600th TD pass, which I believe somebody said he's the only one to do that, and so Mike Evans caught it, and he typically gives stuff to the fans. I know in the Super Bowl, he threw like almost everything into the stands. He likes giving things to the fans. So he ran to like the end zone section. Somebody's wearing a Mike Evans shirt or jersey. And did I say Mike Jones earlier? Anyway, Mike Evans gave him the ball. And so they showed him on the sideline like, bro, I messed up. I didn't really realize. So anyway, the poor equipment manager goes over there and haggles, gives the ball back. I didn't read all the updated stuff. I know I saw that they mentioned he wanted to play golf around the golf with Tom Brady. I heard somebody say he said he wanted a date with Giselle. I don't know if that was real, but eventually what he did get was a signed jersey, I guess 2 signed jerseys from Tom Brady, something like that, and a helmet from Tom, a game worn helmet, and then he got a Mike Evans signed jersey and game worn cleats, and then he got $1,000 to the team store, and then he got season tickets for the rest of this year and next year, and a Bitcoin, which I guess is worth a good amount of money. I'm not even gonna get into Bitcoin. So there's that. And who else? Who knows what else Tom Brady might do for the guy? But that's what he got, and a lot of people are like, that's not enough. I initially, because there was this kind of quick debate when this happened, would you have gave the ball back? I am 100% on team no. I would not have gave the ball back. I mean, eventually, but I wouldn't gave it back easy. And so a lot of people felt the same way. But then there's some people like what he got was good enough, and some like, no, it's not. Now, I personally, even with the person that tweeted out, some auctioneer saying that probably be worth about $500,000, which is a lot of money, yes. But I don't know. I don't, because that's a maybe. Plus, I don't know if I put so much stock into those large lump sums of money, then I do having favors. We hear that in movies sometimes. I'm not interested in money. I'm interested in favors. And so having somebody like Tom Brady in your corner, for whatever, might be cool. Now, there's the immediate, sports fan in us that's like, yeah, I want some tickets, or yeah, I want a signed jersey, or yeah, I just want to go play golf with Tom Brady, whatever. Then there's the more long-term thinking about what you might could have. Somebody was talking about equity in TB12. Somebody was talking about lifetime. Well, actually, I was thinking this. I don't know if somebody else said this, but lifetime Tampa Bay Bucs tickets. Just different thing. I don't think they'd give you a stake in the company, but I don't know. Maybe a reserve spot. I don't know, something. And so more long-term things, or just a lunch with Tom Brady so you could pitch him your business ideas. Who knows? Obviously, if you're in that spot already, you probably got some decent money. So anyway, a lot of people debating back and forth, was that enough? I'm going to have to say no. I think it's a good package. I think it's a very good package. $1,000 at the team store isn't an incredible amount because the NFL stuff is overpriced, plus at the team store it's jacked up. So that's not crazy. I mean, getting a game-worn jersey from Tom Brady and a helmet, That's pretty significant. Now, obviously, if you got something that Tom Brady actually wore, and again, this is all kind of weird. Let me just throw that out there. The whole, memorabilia game. But anyway, if it's game worn by Tom, it's dirty, whatever, it's worth something. If you just got a jersey and Tom signed it, it's worth something. Combine those two, it's worth a good amount. But when you talk about something that somebody had when they did something special, obviously that's where the big value comes in. And then Mike Evans, some cleats, whatever. I don't know. Cleats just seem less interesting than a helmet. Probably because you could just buy those cleats anywhere. But anyway, jersey signed by him, cool. Bitcoin, whatever. If it's worth money, okay, whatever. And then the season tickets is nice because that's kind of where my mind went. Not for no, 1.5 season, but, okay, that's a good start. And so all that, that's kind of cool. But that's stuff. I honestly think my issue with it at the root of it is that you have to give me something that can lead to future gain. And season tickets, I went there because that could lead to future gain. Having your own not private parking spot, but like a reserved tailgate spot or whatever. Things like that, that's cool. Things along that line, that's more long term. But just having stuff, that's not quite the same as it would be if you got to meet Tom Brady. As I said, even if you just had a round of golf or lunch, you could talk to him, you could pitch these things. Not like he's going to give you his number, but you might it's way more possibility that something could happen to impact you rather than just having some stuff to hang up or to sell. That's just kind of how I feel about it. So, I don't know. What do y'all think? Do you think it was a good package? Do you think that he should have just gave it away without haggling? I know some people I've seen say like the security would have just took it or whatever. No, they not. No. I don't know the rules to be honest, but I doubt it. I highly doubt that they can do that. If someone gave you the stuff, like that's like them shooting a t-shirt out from the mascot and being like, oh, it wasn't supposed to go to you. Like, bro, like I don't think that they would have been able to take it legally. That's me. And so let's stay in the realm of it's his. Would you have gave it back at all? And if so, what would the price be? So moving on, we have Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. I mentioned last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, I was talking about Pat Mahomes possibly is regressing. And then obviously we see the beat now. Now I'm not doing the overreaction thing. As I mentioned, I've said this before. It's something I said we got to keep our eye on. And really the reasons seem to be pretty legit. I talked about and everybody's talked about this at this point. I don't think everybody has kept an eye on this before the Titans game, but everybody's talked about two things. Pat Mahomes being reckless with the football and that catching up to him, and B, him pressing because of the defense. And both of those I think are true, but also really honing in on Mahomes' play, again, I don't think it's as simple as just, I'm being reckless right now, and now somebody made a play. I think it's more so the mechanics. It's kind of the frequency. You know what I mean? When you honed in on things a little more, yes, you'll have some of those risky plays. Yes, you'll have some bad plays, but it wasn't at a high frequency like it is now. And I don't think that's necessarily because people just figured it out. I think that when you have that success that early, if, I'm a coach, I'm just diagnosing it. You have that much success that early and you keep pushing the envelope. And that's always a positive thing when people talk about athletes. You keep pushing to see what you can do. But does that come at the expense of maintaining your foundation? And so you see that, Tom Brady's a little different because he's always kind of consistent on what he knows works. But even with other players, great players, yes, you push the boundary of what you can do, but you also maintain the foundation of what got you there. And I think that with Pat Mahomes, he kind of lost that. He kind of eroded his fundamentals, which, by the way, one of the reasons he wasn't a big pick coming out is he lacked a lot of those, and he did not have a lot of discipline and everything. And everything you're seeing now is kind of what people talked about with him coming out of Texas Tech, which is why I talk about regression, which is also why I talk about eroding his fundamentals and getting back to a place where he's not keeping all of those things that he built up in check. And confidence is fine. Cockiness, can even be fine. But when it surpasses, if you have confidence, and people talk about the line between confidence and cockiness, I know. But if you have that because you know that you put in the work to do it and that you're one of the best at it, that's cool. But when you're doing it just because of what you've done previously and you think you don't have to stay on top of those things, that's when people fall off. And we see it a lot in the NFL. Not to say that Mahomes is going to fall off, but that's something you got to keep your eye on, just because, again, I think he lost not only what he built up as a quarterback, but what he was progressing towards. He talked about, I think last year or a year before, just like, I'm still learning to read defenses. Like, I'm not the best at it yet. Like, I think he was really progressing and making strides, and then he just kind of stopped and got, for whatever reason, I don't know him. I'm not going to speculate or I'm not going to tell you an answer like these sports media places. It might be his ego, might be his cockiness, might be he really thought he was at a good place. He might got too comfortable. Who knows? Who knows what it was? But I think that's what you're seeing with Pat Mahomes. In addition to, yes, the defense is obviously putting them in terrible positions. So that's it for me. Go to the comment section. Let me know what you think about Pat Mahomes and his regression. Let me know what you think about the fan that gave Tom Brady back the ball. Would you have done it? If not, what was your price? Share it around, get the conversation started. Thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you for listening.